All right, fourth graders, today we're going to be learning math review with long division. Going back to November and December when we did long division. And remember, with long division, we want to make sure we check at the end. The inverse operation of division is multiplication. All right, so here we have a division family, and we've got the quotient. We're going to call him Quizzy the quotient. And a quotient is considered the answer to a division problem. And over here we've got Dizzy, the divisor, and he is the number that we are dividing by. Dizzy, the divisor. Then over here we have Divvy. Divvy is the dividend, and that's the number that we're dividing into. And we got Mr. Rocky over here, and Rocky is the remainder. He is what's left over, because we can't bring anything left down. And he comes up here. It becomes 5 remainder 2. So this is the division family. Again, Quizzy, the quotient, is the answer to a division problem. Dizzy, the divisor, is the number that we're dividing by. Divvy, dividend, is the number that we're dividing into. Rocky, the remainder, is what's left over in a division problem. So the steps that we're used to using is the following. We've got Dad, who basically tells us that we have to divide. We have M, Mom. She tells us to multiply. Sister, the S, stands for subtract. B is brother, bringing down the next number. And then if there's more numbers to bring down, then we have to go all the way back to divide and do all the steps again. But if there is no other numbers to bring down, and there's a number left after we subtract, that's considered the remainder. We've got a rover, a dog in this division family. All right, the first one is 458 divided by 3. So we have to read this problem kind of like backwards. When I was your age, I would say it like this: 3 divided by 458. And that's impossible. We have to read it 458 divided by 3. So let's be careful the way we say it. And of course, we're going to use our multiplication steps: division, multiply, subtract, bring down, remainder. So let's give it a try. So we have here 3 goes into 4. How many times? Well, Dad tells us to divide, so it goes once. Then we do multiplication. 1 times 3. Outside here, we multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Our sister tells us to subtract, and we're left with 1. The B, brother, tells us to bring down. So now, after we bring down, we have to go back to division. Dad tells us to go into 3, goes into 15 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. Sister tells us to subtract, and we get 0. Then we have another number that we need to bring down. So we need to bring down our brother, which is an 8. 3 goes into 8. How many times? The closest we can get is 2. 2 times 3 gives us 6. And the sister tells us to subtract. And since there is no other number to bring down, we automatically have a rover in this family, a remainder. So it becomes remainder 2. 152, remainder 2. So our quotient, our Quizzy the quotient, is 152, remainder 2. And how we check? Well, our check is very important, like I told you that we have to do. We're going to do the inverse operation, and the inverse operation is multiplication. So we do 152. We multiply it by the number that we're dividing by, which was 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 3 is 15. We put the 5, carry the 1. 1 times 3 is 3, plus this 1 is 4. But wait a second. Just look at this. 456, and the number that we're supposed to get is 458. I don't see a match. Well, that's because in this problem we had a remainder, and the remainder is 2. And when we check, and there's a remainder, we always have to add on our remainder to our check. So it becomes 458. Again, here is a match, 458 and 458. So check, we got this right. We should be getting all of our division problems correct because we're making sure that we are checking. I want to see the check. All right, we added another digit to this one, another place value, 7,659 divided by 4. And we have our very important steps with us. Division, multiplication, subtraction, bring down, and then sometimes that remainder. So 4 goes into 7. The closest we can get to is a 1. 1 times 4 is 4, and then we have to subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. You bring down your 6. Okay, so after we bring down, and there's more numbers to subtract and bring down, we know that we can't automatically go to the remainder. We need to go back to division. So 4 goes into 36 9 times. Then we multiply. 9 times 4 is 36, and we subtract. We have 0. Bring down our 5. 4 goes into 5 once. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. We still have another number to bring down, and that is a 19. And since we have another number to bring down, we got to go back to division. So 4 goes into 19 how many times? Well, it goes 4 times, because if I did 5, that would be 20, and that would be too much. So 4 times 4 is 16. Then we subtract, and we get a remainder of 3. But be sure we are checking. So with the inverse operation of multiplication, so we have 1,914 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, but 6 carry the 1. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 9 times 4 is 36. Whoops. And then carry the 3. 1 times 4 is 4, plus the 3 is 7. And again, our numbers are off because we have a remainder in this problem that we need to add on. Once we add on a remainder, we get 9, 5, 6, 7. 7,659. We have it here, and we have it here. So we've got a check. We did good. All right, our last example tonight. Or today, whatever time it is, 4,986 divided by 2, and we're going to follow our steps. And let's see, 2 goes into 4, well, that goes twice. 2 times 2 is 4, we subtract, and then we bring down our 9. After we bring down our 9, we know that we always need to go back to Dad. 2 goes into 9, 4 times 2 is 8. And then we subtract, we get 1. Bring down our 8. So we have 18. 2 goes into 18 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18. 0. And we're going to bring down our 6. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6 with no remainder. So our answer is 2,493. And then we have to check. Very importantly, we need to check. So let's do 2,493 times 2. We get 6. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus the 1 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. So 4,986. And we have a match, 4,986. Check. Mistakes allow thinking to happen. And if you look very carefully, you'll see M, mistakes, A, allow, T, thinking to happen. There's spells math. And that's basically what math. We make lots of mistakes, but then great things can happen when we make mistakes. We learn from them. Okay, first problem tonight. is 6,894 divided by 5. And be sure you are checking. 4,989 divided by 7. And be sure you are checking. Math makes your life add up. Great job. All right. Have a good day.